And we've seen some really dangerous rhetoric from some Democrats who should know better. Even members of the so-called seditious six, Alyssa Slotkin, was on television just a week or two ago before this attack saying that she feared these National Guard members would start shooting citizens in the street. Has there been any sort of accountability, any sort of reckoning, or even just an apology, a recognition that this sort of rhetoric is dangerous? And when you've got an issue with left-wing violence, you can't just go making these outrageous comments on television without thinking that some lunatic is going to take it seriously.
Rita, if they have done anything to try to show they have any remorse or any regret for the language they use to describe their political opposition, aka us, I've not seen it. If they've shown any remorse, certainly it has gone right above my head. Let's recall, these are the exact same people. I mean, Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut, literally a handful of days, less than a week, if memory serves, before my friend Charlie Kirk's assassination, Senator Murphy of Connecticut was talking about how Democrats are going to have to get comfortable getting their hands dirty and doing things they wouldn't normally want to do. These are the same folks who barely batted an eyelash after a bullet came within millimeters of assassinating Donald Trump on international global television in Butler, Pennsylvania. The same folks who have just continued to double and triple and quadruple down when it comes to calling all of us on the side of civilizational sanity. They call us fascists and tyrants and Nazis and Hitlerites there. They have not stopped their rhetoric for a second. I suppose it must be good for their left-wing fundraising. I suppose it makes them feel good. They can morally preen from the cameras in front of the mirror there. They look good for their very far left blue check Twitterati echo chamber, but it's having real horrible effects in the real world. Really, 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 really bad effects. And made this young, brave, courageous 20 years old, a 20-year-old National Guardsman from West Virginia, may her memory be a blessing. And if the Democrats decide to just keep on steering straight ahead and to continue to not change their horrific rhetoric that they used to describe all of us there, Rita, I sadly fear the result will only be more of where that came from. I hope I'm wrong, but that's my prediction.
Now, Josh, before you go, I played a clip from CNN with a clash between anchor Abby Phillip and Katie Miller. The clip's gone viral. Abby claims in the clip to be a moderate, unbiased host, even as she invites the likes of Jennifer Welch on her program without really ever pushing back on the horrendous things that she claims. And far worse than that, she's appeared on Welch's podcast. She's appeared on Joy Reid's podcast. How can she claim that she's somehow holding herself to a higher standard than the people she criticises?
Oh, she can't. She obviously can't. Now, look, I mean, Rita, the funny thing about Abby Phillips's nighttime CNN program is that it's must-watch television for one reason and one reason only, and it's not the reason Abby Phillips would like you to tune into her program. It's must-watch television because I tune in sometimes to see just who will be the conservative of the evening. It's usually Scott Jennings, but whether it's Scott Jennings or someone else who's just going to own Abby Phillips and going to own all these various other left-wing fanatics who invariably get on there and spout their stupid, idiotic talking points. And there's usually one conservative. Again, it's usually Scott Jennings. Sometimes it's been my friend recently, Jason Rantz, a Seattle radio host. It's been some other folks there who are on there, and they're just able to really stick the knife in and twist it. And frankly, it's delectable. The schadenfreude that I get out of watching Abby Phillips just writher and squirm on national television is frankly just utterly through the roof. So it actually is a must-watch television, Rita, but it is sadly not the reason that Abby Phillips or her higher-ups at CNN would like it to be must-watch television.
I tell you, if CNN have any sense, they will be paying Scott Jennings double what they pay anybody else on that station, because he is the reason people watch, and just about every clip you see that goes viral has him in it. And he is just mastered the art of going there, being the token conservative and completely owning everyone else, including the host.
Yeah, Scott's an amazing talent. He's my colleague on the Salem Podcast Network there. He's a wonderful, wonderful man. Also a very good human being, but he has also mastered the art of the television medium. And he's just fantastic. I mean, frankly, if Caroline Levitt was not going to be the White House press secretary, Rita, my personal pick actually was
Oh,
indeed Scott Jennings. I think that he would actually be incredible in that particular role. Caroline Levitt's actually really good as well, by the way. So I'm definitely not criticizing Caroline Levitt, who's done a fantastic job thus far. But if ever Caroline Levitt wants to go cash out in the private sector or tend to her family, whatever she wants to do there, if they ever find themselves in need of a replacement for Caroline Levitt, they could certainly do a heck of a lot worse than Scott Jennings.
he would be brilliant in that role, as would you, Josh Hammer. You would be right up there as well. Thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.